you all hear me? Someone told me in the chat if you can hear me, please. Alright. I'm gonna assume you can. Streamlabs is a little delayed. So. Thank you, Premiere. Alright. So, let's go over the daily chart for Bitcoin, and we'll go over Ethereum and anything else you guys also want. So, last week I was looking for something to come up into the zone just because we have this huge daily imbalance. And I'll just get rid of the clutter for now and show you what I mean by an imbalance. So, by an imbalance, I'm referring to how there's no price action within this zone other than this one candle, right? So we wick here. Let me just mark it off. So we wick here. So there's price action into this here. But before this move happened, this was the last that price came up to. So right here, this spot is empty, right? There's an imbalance. There's a sell imbalance because price never came back into it to fill these huge sell orders. So we want to see the market do is come back into this zone in order to balance all of this liquidity out. Because in theory, what we're talking about is in this zone where price never came back up to, there is just a huge imbalance of sell orders, and we need to have trapped buy orders into this before we can continue downwards. So my thesis last week was that we're going to pump at least back up until this into this zone. We didn't have to completely fill it, but I was waiting for it to come back into this zone. So you can just label this as imbalance. And that's the first thing we want to talk about. So we came up into this imbalance, so that was a checkpoint for me. All right, this move might be over with. What's our other confluences? So I took our value area, right? Take our volume profile. I like to take it from the swing highs or the swing lows, depending on where the move is from. Because we are fixated within this swing high and within this swing low, I take it from the swing high. However, if we were to do something along these lines, so we made this low and then we continued ranging within this small range, right? Then I would just take it from the swing low. But because we kind of broke up to the upside multiple times, right? We kind of have uptrend right now. I want to take it from this range high and this range high and this range low. So I want to consider this to be the range. And what we see is that we actually got a rejection off the value area high. So we have two confluences that we might be headed lower. We filled the imbalance, came up into this imbalance. We wicked into this value area high. And then the third major thing would be our Fibonacci levels from the swing low to the swing high. And we can see that we're kind of balancing on the 0.382. We did close above it, but right now we're below it, so that's going to be held as resistance for now. So I wouldn't really call for any major moves up until we get back above at least this close above this value area high, and then we can look for continuation to the upside. And then, of course, we have the first major roadblock, which would be the top of this imbalance at 25.2, and then the 0.5 Fibonacci level. So that'll be probably the first major stop there. On a daily closure basis, of course, we can wick higher and then just like close below that before any continuation to the upside. But I do want to show that when we take our volume profile, we can see like there's major liquidity gaps within these zones. Right around here, we have some liquidity up here, but like right around here, between like 25,000 and all the way up to pretty much 27. we have some pretty major liquidity gaps where we just had low volume. So typically, I like to see price action come back into those zones and fill that as well. That happened notably because I remember on this major wick, it might be shown better on the 4 hour, but we took something like this. We had extremely low liquidity up into the zone. So what I wanted to see was price come up into these low liquidity zones. I mean, we did wick into it and continue to the downside. So if we get back up with this value area high, I doubt that this will be held as resistance. We're probably going to pump back up higher, probably to the 618 Fibonacci level, fill these liquidity gaps, recover this vector candle all the way up to like 26.7 to 27. So that was my T on Bitcoin. So for now, when we're below the value area high, point of control and the 182 Fibonacci level are going to be our supports, and after that, the top of the imbalance, not the half 0.5 Fibonacci level, and then continuing to the upside, 618 Fibonacci level. We can look at like the 1 hour as well. You see we're just ranging. We are creating lower highs and lower lows, so we are in a downtrend. However, I'm not too concerned about anything because we haven't broken market structure yet. I would consider this to be our market structure low right here on the 1 hour. So as long as we're above this line, I think the 1 hour uptrend pretty much continues, right? This kind of makes sense, right? Because we were coming into the new week and we want to trap some. We're gonna get some traders trapped, so we want to continue this downtrend, get some shorts going up until this point, maybe even wick below it, close below it, and then continue to the upside. So I'm not too concerned anything with the 1 hour. If you did want to pull our volume profile, we are actually currently at the value area low of this range. So as long as we close below it, close above it, nothing really too concerned. Interesting point though is that our point of control is so close to our value area low. When this typically happens, right, we consider that to have more trap shorts. So I think we're going to probably break up to the upside in this range. We can move to Ethereum. And Ethereum is even in a more range-bound position. And we're going to look at the Ethereum Bitcoin valuation next. But taking our volume profile from this swing high, which we just broke out of, to, I would say, right here. Right? We can see that pretty much the whole time they were just playing with these levels, just back from the value area high, break the value area low, pump above that value area high. So we were just forming a range, and it has been quite easy to trade, right? Just take shorts out of the value area high, take profit the value area low, below the value area low, you take some long positions, close them out above that value area high. So it's just been fairly simple to trade. And our ranges would be, this is your range low, this is your range high, right? And you can trade straight like that. Build shorts in this positions, build longs down here, and you should be set. Either way, whichever way it breaks, you'll be all set because you'll be short from here and long from here. If we look at the daily chart, we are getting closer to the value area high of this swing move. If we were just take it like that. So we actually might have just exactly touched it. Yeah, we actually just exactly touched it and rejected off of it. So as long as we close below it, I don't see any reason for continuation to the upside. Really, after we reject a value or high, I look for continuation back to the point of control, which is currently at 1,215. And also of importance, we rejected the value or high while also recovering this high volume candle, and also kind of recovering this imbalance, right? Because we also have this imbalance on Ethereum. You can argue like this is an imbalance, right? So we did fill the imbalance. We also rejected the value high. So as long as we don't close above this area, continuation to the downside is most likely for now. Avoid balance. Let's now look at the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. So the Ethereum Bitcoin chart has been fairly interesting to play, especially when dealing with this huge macro range, because thankfully this has just been range bound for quite some time. So from like May 2021 all the way until this May, actually, we've been range bound within this range, and it's been quite an easy range to trade just because it respects value area low. Once you pump above the value area high, respects the POC, respect the value area low very well here. Value area high very well here. Came down to the POC, lost the POC. Zoom in, retested it, broke the value area low, retested the value area low, and the continuation to the downside. That's when we broke out of this range. So it's been a very nice, just range plays. It's been very easy. But for right now, we've actually pumped above this value area low of the previous range. We've broken through the POC, right? We see that we have some interest here because we have some large volume coming in. And now, since that we've broken out of this point of control, we're looking for two things. This huge imbalance to be filled, which is already being done, as well as a retest of this value area high. Excuse me. So, as long as we close below this imbalance, I would then look for a retest of this point of control here on the Ethereum Bitcoin valuation, and then but if we close above this imbalance on a daily closer, then I'll look for a retest of this value area high, and then we can take it from there. If you pull the fixed range on Quiver from the current daily range, we're above the value high though, right? Let me check. Sorry. I should probably just check the comments on my phone instead of going back and forth to Streamlab. Okay. From above. If you're talking about, what do you mean by the? So for me, the daily range is this. This is the range high, and this is the range low, and so we're currently below the value area high. If you're considering this, from this to swing low, as the daily range, then yes, we're above the daily high, the value area high. The only reason why I wouldn't consider this to be a range is because we're trending right now. All right, we're making in terms of if we're taking this as the pivot point, which is the swing low, and this is the swing high, right? We're trending. We're making higher highs and higher lows. So I wouldn't consider this to be a range. I would consider this to be the range, where these are the two pivot points, and you're fixed between them right now. You have your swing high and your swing low, and now you're just ranging in between these two. So you are correct if this is what you mean, where you take your volume profile from this swing low and consider that a range, but for me this isn't a range. Hopefully that helps. You can disagree as well. This is just how I interpret ranges and use the volume profile. So I'll wait to see if you have anything to say. I have my comments on the phone now, so but yeah, so for the Ethereum Bitcoin valuation, fill this imbalance. If we wick above, close above, below this imbalance right here. Continuation, test of the POC, and then we can take it from there. Or if we close above this imbalance, then retest the value or high, and we can take it from there. Hello, Mr. Motion. It's been a long time, yes. But you're also in our server, so you can so there's no excuse. You're just lurking there. One coin I wanted to look at was Link. We actually took a trade off at in our server. We're long from 6.6 to 6.8, and it was a daily swing position. And hold on. And if you wanted to take this as our range, you see that we are fairly range bound right now. We are coming up to this value area high, so taking some profits off of that long are to be expected. However, we do have extreme price compression here, so if we were to break up to the upside, it's going to be quick and fast because there's trap traders on both sides. And if we look at the TDI, we are crossing up to the upside for the first time in a while. So taking some profits off that long. Oh, you had oh, congratulations, Mr. Motion. Is it a boy or a girl, and how's it doing? Is it watching the stream with us? That's the most important question. Does it know what crypto is? They make books for babies now where it's like blockchain for babies. You can look it up on Amazon and you show it to it. It's a good bedtime story. Anyway, we filled this imbalance. The trade was very much based off of filling this 4-hour imbalance we had here. Coming into this. And also our Fibonacci levels, 786 Fibonacci level. Did I miss you talking about Cardano? Girl, thanks. No, I didn't talk about ADA yet. Oh, we'll get to ADA. I bought Bitcoin for babies. Nice. You have to start them young. So yeah, that's what this long term is based off of. And taking some profits at the value area high, and then continuation to the upside. Honestly, next target will be we take our fibs here. If we take this, our next target will be pretty much $8 right here. But coming back up into this big order block here at $13 at this 382 will be like our long-term target, assuming we break out of this range. We can do ADA for Mr. Motion. I did say multiple times that the bottom for ADA was going to be 44 cents, and I think I was close enough. We wicked down. All right, this is Binance. We wicked down to 40. Yeah. So I think I was close enough. So I bought ADA. I bought a lot of ADA. And instead of ADA, can we take a quick look? All right, we'll do hold on. We'll do that. We'll do that next. Oh no, is this the wrong chart? Here you go. Okay. So this, we can actually do like a quick lesson on how we use trend-based Fibonacci levels, which then like catches these support and resistance lines. So the way I use trend-based Fibonacci levels are only on macro scales. I only use them on like weeklies, maybe even daily. Like I can scroll out and use the daily here, but very large moves. You can use them on. So a lot of these newer coins, they're not very useful. But for stuff that's been around since like 2017, 2018, I find them to be pretty useful. And okay, so what you do is the name basically kind of suits itself. You take it from the swing low, or if it's the other way around, to swing high, swing low. Swing low, swing high, and then your turning point here. And you can, oh no, what happened? Where'd all my levels go? Shoot. Apply defaults, okay. Oh no. Oh, what did he do? Well, anyway, I don't know. I'm now missing like half my levels, but you see the 618. So that's how you do it. But my settings are messed up. So we're just gonna, there you go, okay. So you take it from the swing low, swing high, and then the pivot point. And then it gives you some Fibonacci levels based on that trend. And you can see that these have been actually pretty noticeable support and resistance lines for ADA, and we're gonna look at some other coins next, I guess, for this. So obviously the all-time high, it catches the weekly closure low, 3.1, and then also catches this nice support line right here at 75 cents, and then, you know, break through it, resistance. So there's just like a lot of notable volume in this areas. And then obviously as we were coming up, we had this big area at 31 cents, and wick above it, notable volume, tested as support, continuation to upside. We also had this at 18 cents, right? So resistance, breakthrough with notable volume. So these are very good levels here. But once the trend's over, I don't really use them anymore. So really, because this trend's over, I shouldn't have it on the chart. But I was just showing you guys. What I was basing off of was this big weekly imbalance here. Which was filled for Canaan, for ADA, right? Wick below, close above, wick below, close above. And we also have TDI with TDI with volatility bands contracting, turning up for the first time in a while. So we have volatility contracting with momentum turning up. So it's very likely that we're going to have a big move to the upside soon. And I bought ADA at 44 cents, like I've been saying quite some time. So I think this is nearly the bottom for ADA. If you want to have another downside target, I would say that these levels right here will probably hold, because we've had a lot of resistance into these levels. So 19-20 cents if you think it's going to continue the downside, but personally I bought ADA, so I don't think it's going to. And also another reason was ADA against Bitcoin. So this is really simple. This was just weekly support and resistances. This was a resistance. Also draw in here. Resistance. And what do you know? We bounce off this resistance line. We bounce off this resistance, previous resistance as support, and we continue to the upside. As well as we also have some divergence, right? So if I were to bring up, can I do this? No, you're going to need a bigger amount. Oh, I guess I need to buy a plan for this. But we have some divergence. Just give me a minute to bring it up. Sorry. Okay. We have some divergences going on between ADA USD valuation and ADA Bitcoin valuation. So we have this huge uptrend, right, in the ADA Bitcoin valuation. We can even go to the daily. There you go. You have uptrend, but for ADA, it's actually been quite sideways. So the way I like to trade these things and use these things, even on short time frames, and I use this for ETH a lot when I'm leverage trading ETH, is I will follow the trend of the Bitcoin valuation So like I'll take so because this has an uptrend going, it's more confluence that ADA is gonna now break up into upside. If that makes sense. If the other way around, if like the ADA Bitcoin valuation is going down, but ADA is stabilizing, I would then assume that ADA is going to continue to the downside. Anybody have questions before I move on to ICP? All right. I will. Hello, Charles. Yes, I am streaming. I'm also going to be trying to create more videos. I can't say daily because I can't commit to that, honestly. But as much as I can, so maybe daily. Try to do like update videos and tutorials, more or less. You know, because I want to make tutorials for the trend-based fibs, the imbalances, how I use volume profiles, how I see what I consider to be ranges and stuff like that. So for ICP, I was calling a bottom of $5.13, and the way I used that was a bit sketchy. Not sketchy, I shouldn't say that. A bit unconventional. How about that? And all these things are trend-based Fibonacci levels for me are like daily or weekly closer basics. So any wicks are fine. So yeah, pretty close on a daily closure basis. So I like to say the bottom is in. However, this is a pretty nasty downtrend. You can't really disagree with that. So I wouldn't be too surprised if it continues to the downside. But once again, I bought ICP, so I don't think it will. But if we want to just look at this range, we can do that. Rejected off this 6.8, which is typical in a downtrend. You know, we had some interest over here, especially in these price areas. So if we just like take this candle, move it out, yeah, you can see that we're just using this as resistance right now. So it's not looking too great. If we take our volume profile of this range, we are back under the value area high, so it's not looking good either. Really, the next move I'm going to look for is to the downside. We have this big high volume candle right here. We have the 182 Fibonacci level, and we also have the point of control right here. So a $5.50 basically seems likely for ICP before any move up. You know, we did bounce off of this level, which is a good sign, but we are still range bound, unfortunately. And we also have this imbalance here. It's pretty slight, but from this wick to this wick. So we have a lot of confluence that's going to come down into this area. If you like it on a 1 hour chart, probably even more range bound. Yeah, this actually 1 hour chart doesn't look too great. All right, so our market structure line for the uptrend is right here. All right, we set this wick low, then we pumped up to make a new high, and then we broke through with notable volume. So it's not looking too great. We pumped back up into this, recovered this candle continuation to the downside, and then we retested this as resistance, this market structure line. So 1 hour is not looking too great if you're looking to leverage trade it. Once again, look how choppy all this all is. We could break it down to the 15-minute if you want, but even that, unless you're short from above here or using extremely, I shouldn't say extremely, but low leverage plays, you probably already missed a move. But if you're using like, some people like to use like 2x leverage or something ridiculous, then it's not that untradeable for you. Does anybody have any other coins you want me to go over? Questions? But hopefully you guys see how I like just break down macro charts more or less, like daily charts. Especially when they're range bound, it's quite simple. I'm gonna say, like, I don't go too extreme. Like, I take my Fibonacci levels, I take my volume profile, I check for imbalances, and if more line up, then I think it's gonna, Doge. We can do Dogecoin. I actually have not looked at Dogecoin in a while. What the hell is this? This looks terrible. Actually, alright, I'll give it to you. I mean, you have this huge weekly imbalance down here, so I would be wary of that. Maybe even look for like a big macro bottom in this area, so I wouldn't call anything yet. If you want to take order blocks, this would be the order block, and you did actually wick above it, close below it, so that actually is a fairly good sign for Dogecoin. Yeah. Oh no, not bear. Sorry, a little short block. Okay. So the way I do order blocks is it's going to be the last opposite candle before the market structure break. So for example, if we're taking this back into real time, this is our market structure line. We form this high, go low, come lower, and then we break through it. So the last red candle, because it's opposite of the move, last red candle before the market structure break will be our order block. And in this case, it's a bullish order block because we broke through, we broke to the upside. So this is your bullish order block, and we wicked into it. It goes above it, so looking fairly good. TDI, once again contracting, turning up to the upside, so you might get some upside moves. Targets of that would of course be this large imbalance right over here. We are talking about weekly candles, so just beware of that. It probably won't happen tomorrow, but and then if we take this as well with our Fibonacci levels, we are actually holding the 182 as resistance right now, but once we get back above it, we have the 382 right into this imbalance, so that would probably be a very good sign. Very good like confluence to take a trade, and we could take our volume profile, swing low, swing high, and we're actually at the value area low right now. But you can see once again that we have this very low liquidity right into this area, right? We're looking at the beginning with Bitcoin, if you weren't here, that I typically like to see these very low liquidity, low volume areas get filled in on the volume profile. So we have like 3 major confluences for Dogecoin to come into this area at 9 cents. This kind of obliterated. Jesus. What is this? It was at 76 cents. Simple is better. Yeah, I agree, Premier. Yeah. When you try adding different stuff, it doesn't work out too well. So if you like just want like a stupid more or less prediction, I'm gonna like don't take trades off of this, but it'll probably be like this, not exact, and then just down to this imbalance. I wouldn't call any macro lows until this gets filled. And Mr. Motion once looks at Unify. Okay, not Bybit, Binance. Is this the oldest chart for it? This looks, oh my god, what happened there? Holy. Was that news or something, Mr. Motion? I don't follow it too well, so. It seems like you may do. No problem, man. Jesus Christ, that's a nasty candle. Take care of fibs, I guess. Yeah, I guess it held all the, like, every single fib. What happened? Is there news? I mean, I don't even know how to, like, really judge this, to be quite honest with you. Like, you did kind of fill this imbalance already. But, I mean, this was just like one huge range. Like, you set your low, you set your high, you retested the low. You just basically retested the high again. So, if we're talking like on this daily time frame, we're at the point of control because this is the only place where the price goes. I don't know how to interpret this. I actually don't know. That's why I wanted your opinion, Elo. Maybe it's a huge short squeeze for whatever, like everyone was short on it. I don't know. That looks kind of like news driven though, to be honest. I don't know. That would be hard. That would be like a quite of a difficult move if it wasn't. But you can trade the 1 hour, of course. Right? There's always moves on the short time frames. I guess. This looks. I don't know. I don't really trade these types of coins. This is just like I don't want to like get caught. I don't want to get caught up in this. Like, what is this? A 30% move in 4 hours? Yeah, I don't know. This looks like a shit coin. So if my guess is that it's gonna break down, but. For me, I stay away from these types of things, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, pure manipulation. Yeah, I don't see. All right, we'll do. Let's see what changed the most today. What's anything rocket off? 8%. That's actually. It's a weekend, I guess, but sometimes there's like stuff that moves like 50%. But we can look at these look at audio, and then I will stay away. I mean, for me, right, when I just see like, what did TJ call it? EKG? Like the heart rate? Or just, I can't really trade those types of things. So, for me, I stay away. But I don't know much about the project, so if you want to like buy spot and just pray it goes up, I don't know. Alright, so we can take a look at audio because it's doing a pretty nice move. For audio, we had this imbalance right here. We actually filled it. Now we're continuing to the upside. We're continuing to the upside after it. We have this big impulse move to the downside, so we're going to be expecting to at least recover some of it. We actually just hit this 786 Fibonacci level. Let's look at the 1 minute. Right, no volume up into it, no volume, no volume, no volume. So for me, I would say most likely continuation to the downside, at least back up and to like recover this candle at least. Yeah, these are just like what is this? Like didn't move anything for 16 hours. So yeah, so the first move is most likely, in my experience, the first move is most likely going to be the trap move because retail traders are still taking position, or not even like just even bots are still taking positions within this range and not taking profit. So the first move, which is to the upside, breaking out of this range, is just killing those shorts. So, and we're also coming up into this Fibonacci level, holding it as resistance. So my guess would be you're going to continue to the downside. Yeah, even on the 4 hour, you broke your market structure low. So this would be my market structure low. Does this distract? Yes, it distracts. Market structure low, big volume through it, and now we're retesting it, and that actually lines up with the 786 Fibonacci level. So it looks to me like we're going to continue to the downside, and if not, retest this low here at 28.4. Alright, if you guys don't have any other questions, I'll probably sign this off. Make sure to join CryptoBum and I's Discord server. Link is in the description. If you are interested in 30% off Bybit fees, we also have a Bybit link down there that you can use to sign up an account. You get 30% off your fees. But yeah, just come join a server and you can talk to me or CryptoBum or anybody else. Alright, I think I'll end it here. Thank you guys for watching.